Welcome to Voice of the Inland Empire, your weekly adventure into the who, what, where, and why of our Southern California communities. We are coming to you from Charlie's Stars and Stripes Deli in beautiful Old Town Upland, right on 2nd Street. Come on by. This is a wonderful place, and many nights out of the week, you just might catch me here having dinner and a drink. We have a wonderful show lined up for you tonight. We are meeting with Mark Edwards, who is a solar energy consultant for Solar City. There is so much misinformation and disinformation about solar. I've asked my good friend to come on and educate all of us. You see, I just bought a new home and I'm considering solar. It's going to be a wonderful conversation, one you will not want to miss. Be sure to check out our website for all the days and times our show can be seen, and stick around. We will be right back.
Is your radio station dull, boring, more of just the same day after day after? Then it's time for radio that will blow your mind and expand and enlighten it too. KCAA Radio 1050 AM is not only the go-to radio station for what's happening in and around the Inland Empire, it's a veritable cornucopia of crazy, an assemblage of awesome, and a total convergence of cool. KCAA is not only the NBC News affiliate for our area, but offers the broadest and craziest range of national and local radio in the Inland Empire, with shows like Imus in the Morning, Dave Ramsey, Joyce Riley's Power Hour, Controlled Chaos, Poor Man, and now, Voice of the Inland Empire with yours truly. Check out 1050 AM at home or on the road, or you risk being the only one at work not talking about the fun, crazy, educational, outlandish, awesome things they heard on KCAA 1050 AM. And you wouldn't want that, right?
Hi, this is Corey Chalmers, host of the TV show Hoarders and president of SteriClean Inc. 5% of the population suffers from hoarding behaviors. Are you or a loved one overwhelmed with clutter? If so, let our caring and compassionate specialists support you every step of the way, drama-free. Give us a call at 1-800-HOARDERS for a free estimate or visit hoarders.com. SteriClean has offices nationwide to assist you. Please call us at 1-800-HOARDERS. That's 1-800-462-7337.
It is that time of the show when we say hello to today's guest, and we are joined by Mark Edwards, who is a solar energy consultant for the largest solar company, both commercial and residential, in the country. Solar City. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You know, I've known you for a while, and you know more about, you'll forget more about solar than I'll ever know. So I wanted to have you on because solar is getting more and more popular every day.
Right.
And there is so much misinformation, information, disinformation, myths, and just plain old wrong stuff out there,
right,
that I hope that you could dispel some of that for any of our viewers or listeners that are considering solar for their homes.
Right. Okay, very good.
So first, give us kind of a history of solar, because I think back just 10 years ago, the only time you ever saw solar panels was on the mansion down the street,
right,
you know, on the very wealthy homes. Now, you can't drive through a middle-class neighborhood without seeing solar panels on at least one or two homes. Mm-hmm. So there's been some sort of progression over the years.
Right, right. Yeah, so commercial is really where solar started. Obviously, space exploration, that's how they powered, satellites, etc. And the history of solar panels themselves and solar panels, the same technology we're using today, has really been around since the 1960s. So it really hasn't changed all that much. You think about the progression of electronics, etc., and that's what a lot of people are likening solar panels to now, just because of it becoming more prevalent. However, the same technology has really been there for that time frame. They've become much more efficient, the panels themselves, so there's a higher output of wattage that we're getting to, and the whole idea is to really have longevity of the panels.
But they really haven't found a way to improve a whole lot on the sun yet.
Not the sun. Not the sun.
Okay.
You know, the sun
That
is
component
the ultimate
is kind
power.
of it. Okay.
Correct. And we just need to harness that power. And you know, you think about the Earth itself, and the Earth, you know, it's a solar planet. You know, precipitation, you know, our sunlight, you know, the growing of our plants, it all comes from the sun. And if we can harness some of that power instead of burning fossil fuels in order to power our cars, our homes, etc., then we're just going to be much better off. And we're going to help save the environment and pay less in the meantime.
And basically, and correct me if I'm wrong, these panels capture the heat from the sun or the light from the sun, I'm not sure which.
The light.
The light, and then converts that light into electric energy.
Correct.
And then stores it somehow, somewhere within the system.
No, it doesn't store the power. There's a way to do that, and we'll get to that you know, a little bit later. But really, the panels just lay on your roof, and they just sunbathe all day long. They capture the light that produces energy that goes into an inverter. That inverter then changes that power into DC power that you actually plug into your wall. And that power is constant, and it just keeps coming through as long as the light is up. Now, if you have a solar battery or a battery pack that can actually capture that power, Tesla is our sister company that you know, they have you know, one of the you know, the best batteries out there that could harness that power that could ultimately power your home. However, the majority of the systems out there, it's just a matter of that power coming into your home. Your house is going to use what it needs, and the energy needs to find somewhere to go, and that energy that the house doesn't use flows right back out into the network, and basically your neighbors, if it's a residential customer, your neighbors use that power.
And I want to talk about that in a second, because I guess that's where your meter starts rolling backwards and you start getting credits. The spiritual center that I belong to, we have an old system. It's got to be a decade old. And up in the attic are just rows of batteries that I guess somehow capture some of that power and save it, so you can use some of that power at night or when it's when it's raining or there's not enough sunlight. But that's it sounds like it's not as prevalent today as it used to be. Now it's just you capture the sun, you create the power, you use it, or it goes out into the grid. Right,
exactly. There's two different processes going on there. You know, the residential solar, for instance, you produce that power. The batteries are pretty expensive right now, so for most people it's going to be cost prohibitive. And you know, but you do have that ability to store that power so that you can power your home at nighttime. Of course, the sun's not up, so we're not producing power. So that's a generation that is a little farther out, maybe another 5 to 10 years. We'll see a lot more of that happening because the battery technology will get better and become less expensive. The panels themselves are really becoming more expensive because they're giving more output. And so a lot of people think that the systems are going to be reduced in cost, and let's wait until that happens. And if we're able to produce your power right now based on the technology that we have today, then why not pay less than you're paying?
This isn't like the LCD TV that when they first came out, and now that more people are buying them, the price is cheaper.
Correct.
This is a whole different technology.
A whole different story. Yeah.
So I've been wanting to ask you this for a long time, because you're one of the brightest people I know. So you could obviously be in any field you wanted to be in. It says a lot to me that you're doing what you do. The question is why? What attracted you to this industry?
Well, really, this is when I did my research before coming to into this environment and in solar energy and just energy period. It was a matter of looking at what was Microsoft back in the early 80s, where was Google in the early 90s, and I saw a company in Solar City that I thought was going to explode. That's really the true reason why I came to work with them. Once I got inside the four walls, I really figured out that, based on our training, that it was really much more to Solar City in helping save the environment, helping save water, which a lot of people don't know about because it takes an inordinate amount of water in order to produce energy, as well as natural gas. It's all natural resources. And if we can help not use those natural resources and use the most abundant natural resource that we do have that we don't have to burn, which actually causes problems for our environment, then that's the place that I want to be. And so it became much more of an environmental issue for me in order to come work for this company and actually stay with this company. I've been in sales for a long time with many other very large companies, and I've done pretty well with those companies, but I really see that this company is going to continue to grow. I think solar power is really going to be the majority of the power produced in the U.S. and in the world within a very short period of time in the next probably 5 to 10 years.
And I think about what you're doing, and it's really a win-win. You get to have a job, because obviously you have bills to pay like the rest of us. But you get to sell a product that saves people money. How do you go wrong with that? And help save the environment at the same time. That seems like kind of a win-win-win.
It is a win-win situation, and the best thing about what I do is that I'm not selling anything. It really is a matter of consulting with you in order to find out how much is this going to benefit you, because we ask you for no money. There's nothing that you have to pay in order to do this. And Solar City is funded in a way and through our investors where we don't want you to have to compromise in order to go solar and in order to help the environment. So there's no cost up front. We basically pay for all of the permitting.
Well, I want to get into all of that in the next segment when you and I talk about kind of the process. So we've got about 30 seconds left. Solar hasn't changed dramatically over the years, although it has become more efficient, like your refrigerator and all of your appliances. Why has it become more popular?
I think because of companies like Solar City that are out there educating the community. And the way that we really get to the public through our partners, and we try not to do any door-to-door. The company doesn't want to do that, but we have partners that allow us to talk to their customers. And as long as we can get in and you're willing to sit down and listen,
you've got a great story to tell.
You've got a great story, and usually you're going to come on board.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Mark talk me through the process of possibly putting solar panels on my new home. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
If you can think it, we can ink it at Patterson Print Shop. From embroidery to printing too. Signs, banners, t-shirts, that's what we do. Anything that you can imagine at Patterson Print Shop, we make it happen. If you can think it, we can ink it at Patterson Print Shop. Call us today at 951-924-2332 or visit pattersonprintshop.org.
Charlie's Stars and Stripes in Old Town Upland is one of my favorite places to go for food, for drink, and for great entertainment. Located at 296 2nd Street in Old Town Upland, just north of the gazebo and just east of Euclid Avenue. This is a wonderful place with a broad menu, variety, great drinks, great fun, and marvelous people. They have weekly specials. These are my favorites. Check out their Monday night $5.99 steak dinner. How can you go wrong? They have specials virtually every night of the week. And then they have entertainment going on all the time, from trivia contests to karaoke to dancing to some of the best cover bands you'll ever hear on Fridays and Saturday nights. Check them out on Yelp, check them out on Facebook, or come on by and say you heard about them on Voice of the Inland Empire. I love it so much here. This is where we're shooting the show. Right here from the bar at Charlie's Stars and Stripes in Old Town Upland. Come on by. Any evening, who knows, you may just see me here having dinner and a drink. We are back and coming to you from one of my favorite places in the world, Charlie's Stars and Stripes in Old Town Upland. And we are at the bar chatting with my good friend Mark Edwards, who is a solar energy consultant for Solar City. And Mark, in the first segment, you kind of gave us the history of solar and why it's becoming so popular today. And frankly, I hope for a time where every rooftop has it, because that's so beneficial to the environment.
Right.
But now, I'd like to go through the process, because again, we mentioned this in the beginning, there's so much misinformation and myths. So I'd like to play myself, someone who doesn't know a whole lot about solar.
Right.
And as you know, I've recently bought a new home, and it's not real big, it's just me. So I don't know if solar is going to make sense or not.
Right.
Would you take me through the process if I was a potential customer and called you or called anyone, within the solar industry? I know everyone varies, but at least within your firm, what would the process be?
Right. Yeah. Well, I'll say in general, to go solar, there are different companies have different offerings, and but at the end of the day, it's really about the environment. Really, for the majority of companies within solar power, just to go solar. Let's stop burning fossil fuels. So really, it's about finding out what's motivating you, and if it's about getting information, if it's about savings, those are the two things that most people really care about. And the savings is actually the highest percentage of the two of those, because that's the information that's out there. And so from that point, we find out specifically what drives you. And then basically I tell you about, and anybody within the industry is going to tell you about what their offering is. And
so I make the phone call. A friend of mine referred me to you.
Okay.
Hello Mark, this is Ron. So and so referred me to you. I just bought a home. I'm thinking about solar. Do we get together? Do you and I talk on the phone? Tell me what we should do. Yeah,
well, first thing, I'm going to need to find out how much energy you're using. What's your average bill? That'll give me an idea for what your habits are. What we're going to do is ultimately need to go through your energy bills so that we can understand where you are today. You're buying energy from a monopoly, in essence. There's, did you have a choice of, the power when you moved into your home?
I did. I could go with SoCal Edison or SoCal Edison.
Exactly. so we're for the first time giving you a choice of, where you get your energy from. And from that point, we go through, why do you want to do business with me as a solar consultant?
Let me ask you a question, stepping out of the role play for a minute. I have heard conflicting data on this. I have heard that some people say you can get as big a solar system as you want, and you can run your air conditioner every day of the year if you want to, and pay a reduced price.
Right.
But then I've also heard that there were some laws where you're not allowed to sell more power than a person is using on average. What's the truth in that?
Yeah, so the net metering agreements, and that's the agreement that the solar companies are in with all of the energy companies. The municipalities, like a Riverside, like Anaheim, etc. And then there's Edison, and Edison is the largest within our area. And that net metering agreement allows us to be able to count that energy that the system is producing that goes back out to your neighbors. Well, they're going to sell that and they're going to give you credit, they being the energy companies. If you build a system that's too large for your home based on what your usage is, the energy companies control the lines. They won't allow you to turn that system on because they don't want to be in the business of now writing checks to a consumer for more than they're actually using. Because now they're just dishing out to thousands of people in the area checks for that power. And that's just not their business model. So they literally will not allow you to turn that system on and will not allow us to allow you to turn that system on.
So that's why you do the audit of the bills in the first place. Correct. So that you can build a system that as closely matches those needs.
Correct.
But since what you said in the first segment, it's a direct feed. If you build it right, your dial isn't spinning backwards hardly at all.
It does for half of the year, if you will. And that's very loosely put based on what your offset is, so how much power we're able to produce. So provided, the last year we take a look at all of your power. So obviously we're just producing that power in the daytime. So we have to produce all of your power during when the sunlight is up. So in the wintertime, that's going to be shorter days. In the summertime, it's going to be longer days.
Oh, so that excess power is what then reduces my real Edison bill when I'm using off of their grid at night or when the sun isn't shining?
That's a part of it, because the energy companies, you pay a flat rate for that power, the solar energy companies.
Right.
With each of the Edison, et cetera, the other municipalities, you actually have a tiered structure. So the more you use, the more you pay. So that's really where the savings comes in. So if we're able to produce, let's say 100% of your power, then you're going to pay for it all on a flat rate, as opposed to the more you use, the more you pay. So that's really where the savings comes in.
Okay. Now the other question, and this is, and I've watched this, at least in terms of how it's been promoted and pitched, be all over the map. When solar first came out, it was buy them. And most people had to take a second out against their home and buy them, and and maybe they wouldn't start realizing a real significant payback for 5 or 6 years. And then the whole kind of lease or rent model came out. And then the model that seems to be most popular today is you pay nothing down, nothing up front. We own the panels, we put them on your roof, and we become your Edison-like electricity provider. Maybe not as inexpensive as if you owned the panels, but less expensive than Edison.
Correct. Right.
I got that right?
You did. You did. That's actually
I'm
pretty
proud
accurate.
of myself.
That's pretty accurate. That was the only form of actually getting solar power before, was to purchase the system. The companies weren't funded enough to have this system on your roof and then allow it to be there, and you just pay this small amount of a monthly rate in order to get that energy. Things have changed. There are investors out there that believe in solar power, believe in a better way, and so now we're able to put that system on your roof at no cost to you. We take care of your panel. We take care of a lot of things. So the permitting, because this is a construction project, so all of that is covered. And really, all you do is easily switch over to another choice of who you get your energy from, and you pay a lower rate.
Is there an average percentage of savings?
There is anywhere from 30 to 40%.
Nice.
That you could save, right?
So a third to a quarter to a third of your bill just lopped right off.
Correct.
Now, is there still a model for someone who says, no, I want my bill to be virtually zero. I want to buy the panels?
You could do that. You could do that, and we install the system, and you own the system at that point. You're producing your power. You're still connected to the grid, so you're still connected to your utility. So in the case that you go over, and if you don't have a battery, obviously you're using that power at night, but your meter does count backwards for that power that you're overproducing during the daytime.
You've just now got a big upfront cost.
Right.
So you're saving more. But then the question is, is it worth the financial investment on the front end? Which for some people, if they've got just tons of money sitting around, it may be.
It could be, and just based on the time value of money, the financial advisors will know this. You're going to make a lot more on that money as opposed to putting it into a system like this. Eventually, you won't technically have a large bill, or really a bill at all, if you will. But
how could that money be better used in other ways? Right, Mark. If someone wants more information about anything we've talked about, how do they get a hold of you?
You can call me direct. My number is 949-400-4234. You can send me an email, medwards@solarcity.com. And either way, I'll get back to you. We can talk through the situation. And this is not a sales pitch. It's about consulting with you to see if this is something that works for you. And then we go from there.
All right. Well, Mark, to getting panels up on my roof.
There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Don't go away. We will be right back.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Ewan, and I do the hair and makeup for Ron Stark and his guests. I would like to make you look and feel like a star all of the time. Come meet me at Studio M Salon and Spa in Upland, and if you mention this show, you can receive a free consultation and half off a haircut. I offer the best in makeup and formal styles for weddings, proms, and all of your special occasions, including special effects makeup, hairstyling, cutting, and color, hair and eyelash extensions, facials, and body treatments. So if you want to look and feel like a star, come see me at Studio M Salon and Spa in Upland. Give me a call today for your free consultation and half off a haircut at 626-589-3333. 3475 or 909-981-6800.
The Citizens Business Bank Arena is truly one of my favorite places to go. Whether it's for a concert, a sporting event, or some sort of live performance, it's so close, it's beautiful, it's comfortable, and my favorite part is the parking is easy in and out. Now, two of my favorite things are going on right now. And let's check the clipboard and let me tell you a little bit about them. The Ontario Reign is in the middle of their season. Tickets are on sale. If you love ice hockey, in my opinion, this is some of the best. And the Reign are coming off of a winning season, so check them out. Go to OntarioReign.com or give them a call at 909-941-7825. My very favorite is the Ontario Fury indoor soccer team. Last year we made it to the playoffs in only our second year, and we're well on our way to making it again. Tickets are on sale. Check them out at OntarioFury.com or call 909-457-0252. February 16th, WWE SmackDown is coming to the arena. On the 20th of February, who doesn't like the Harlem Globetrotters? Great family fun for everyone. And on February 23rd, Hillsong United Empire's 2016 tour. They're an Australian-based worship group and worth checking out. You can learn about all of this and more by checking out their website, cbbankarena.com, and I'll see you at the arena.
If you can think it, we can ink it at Patterson Print Shop. From embroidery to printing to signs, banners, t-shirts, that's what we do. Anything that you can imagine at Patterson Print Shop, we make it happen. If you can think it, we can ink it at Patterson Print Shop. Call us today at 951-924-2332 or visit pattersonprintshop.org.
What a great show. I so enjoyed chatting with our guest. And thank you for tuning in and joining us. And please remember, set your DVRs so you never miss another episode of Voice of the Inland Empire. Or want to be able to watch the show 24/7? Then visit our website at voiceoftheinlandempire.com. On the homepage, you'll find the most current shows. And if you click on archives, you'll find several years of past shows, all of them fun and interesting to watch. And while you're on our website, drop us an email. We'd love to hear from you. Thoughts, ideas, suggestions. If you have an idea for a show guest, let us know. Our guests need to have topics of broad general interest and be non-commercial in nature. If you prefer the more traditional way of reaching us, you can call our telephone hotline at 909-746-8846. So, this is Ron Stark reminding you to be productive, care for your world and the people around you, work hard, find time for fun, but always remember to give back whatever and whenever you can. Until next time, goodbye for now.